Have you ever wondered if goats can be used for debushing overgrown areas in southern Africa? Welcome to another episode of Farming Know-How, where we dive into the most intriguing agricultural questions. Today's topic is debushing, a critical practice in land management, particularly in southern Africa. Debushing, put simply, is the process of clearing overgrown areas of excessive vegetation, particularly invasive bush species. Why is this important? Well, these overgrown areas can pose a threat to the balance of the ecosystem, affecting everything from biodiversity to water accessibility. Traditionally, debushing is done manually or with heavy machinery, both labor-intensive and often environmentally disruptive solutions. What if we told you there's a potential alternative that not only gets the job done but could also be more sustainable and cost-effective? Well, today we're going to explore that very question, so stick around for some fascinating insights. And if you enjoy our content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, Farming Know-How, for more intriguing agricultural insights. Before we dive into the solution, let's first understand the problem. Overgrown areas, or what we commonly refer to as bush encroachment, is a growing issue in southern Africa. Imagine vast stretches of land, once fertile and productive, now choked with invasive vegetation, making them less than ideal for farming and agriculture. This phenomenon isn't just an eyesore. It's a serious ecological issue that impacts the delicate balance of our environment. As these invasive species take over, they crowd out native plants, reducing biodiversity and altering habitats for wildlife. They can also decrease the water availability in the region, as these invasive plants often consume more water than native species. From an agricultural perspective, the implications are equally dire. Overgrown areas can significantly reduce the quality and quantity of grazing land available for livestock. Less grazing land means fewer animals, which can lead to decreased meat and dairy production. Furthermore, these overgrown areas can become a breeding ground for pests and diseases that can affect both crops and livestock. In a region where many livelihoods are dependent on farming, this poses a significant threat to the economy and food security. Attempts to manage this issue often involve mechanical or chemical methods. However, these approaches can be costly, labor-intensive, and potentially harmful to the environment. Consider the farmer who spends countless hours and resources trying to clear his land only to see it overgrown again in a few short years. Or the environmentalist who worries about the long-term impact of chemical herbicides on the local fauna and flora. It's a complex problem, one that requires a sustainable and eco-friendly solution. But what if the answer has been in front of us all along? What if the solution to this problem is as simple as goats? Yes, you heard that right, goats. These hardy creatures are known for their voracious appetites, and they're not picky eaters. They can chew through many types of vegetation, including the invasive species that contribute to bush encroachment. So, as you can see, dealing with overgrown areas is a significant challenge, but what if we told you goats could be part of the solution? Yes, you heard right. Goats might just be the unexpected heroes in the battle against overgrown vegetation. So, how might these cute, cloven-hoofed critters help us in the fight against bush encroachment? Well, it all starts with their dietary preferences. You see, goats are not just indiscriminate eaters, they are browsers rather than grazers, which means they prefer to eat leaves, twigs, vines, and shrubs. This natural tendency makes them excellent debushers. But that's not all. Unlike some other livestock, goats have an enviable ability to cover difficult terrain. They can climb steep hills, navigate rocky outcrops, and even cross streams. This quality makes them particularly handy when dealing with overgrown areas where heavy machinery might struggle to reach. You might be wondering, what about the environmental impact? Here's where it gets even more interesting. Goats, being natural debushers, provide a more eco-friendly solution than mechanical methods. They don't require fuel, they don't cause soil erosion, and they don't disturb the natural habitat as drastically as machinery might. Let's also not forget that goats, while munching away at the overgrowth, are also fertilizing the land. Their droppings enrich the soil with organic matter and nutrients, promoting the growth of grass and other plants desirable to wildlife and other livestock. Not to mention, goats are an excellent source of milk and meat, providing additional income to farmers. And because they breed quickly, a small investment in a goat herd can grow rapidly, offering significant return on investment. The use of goats for debushing is an intriguing blend of environmental sensitivity and practical farming. It's an age-old solution, with a modern twist, offering a sustainable and potentially profitable way forward. Now that we've covered the potential benefits, let's explore how this could work in practice. It's always good to have some concrete examples, so let's look at some case studies where goats have been successfully used for debushing. First, let's travel to the United States, specifically to the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In this urban setting, goats were employed to clear overgrown vegetation in public parks. By grazing on the unwanted plants, the goats were able to restore the parks to their former glory, all while providing an eco-friendly and cost-effective solution for the city. Next, we head over to Australia, where a farmer in New South Wales turned to goats to manage the invasive blackberry bushes on his land. Not only did the goats successfully clear the land, but they also provided the farmer with an additional source of income through the sale of goat milk and cheese. Our journey continues in Spain, where the Andalusian mountain goats have been used for centuries to maintain the balance of the local ecosystems. These nimble creatures can climb steep hills and navigate rocky terrains, reaching areas that are often inaccessible to humans and machinery. Now let's take a trip to India, where goats have been used to control the spread of the invasive Prosopis juliflora, a shrub that has been choking out native vegetation. The goats' voracious appetite for this plant has helped to reclaim large tracts of farmland and pasture. Finally, we land in Greece, where goats have been traditionally used to maintain the scrubland, preventing it from becoming overgrown and reducing the risk of wildfires. This practice has been so successful that it has been incorporated into the country's national forestry management strategy. These examples from around the world illustrate the versatility and effectiveness of goats as a natural solution for managing overgrown vegetation. Each case is unique, with different environments, types of vegetation, and goat breeds, yet the end result is the same: healthier, more manageable landscapes. These case studies show that goats can indeed be an effective tool for debushing, but would this work in southern Africa? So, we've seen that goats can help with debushing, but the real question is, can this approach be applied in southern Africa? Many of you might think, surely it's not as simple as just letting a herd of goats loose on an overgrown piece of land? And you'd be right, it's not that straightforward. However, there are several reasons why this method could be feasible in southern Africa. Firstly, let's consider the climate. Southern Africa is known for its diverse climate, ranging from semi-arid to tropical, which cultivates a variety of vegetation types. This diversity is a plus for our goat friends. Goats are incredibly adaptable and can thrive in a wide range of climates and landscapes. They can handle the heat, and they're not fussy eaters. They'll munch on just about anything green, making them a fantastic natural solution to bush encroachment. So, what's the verdict on using goats for debushing in southern Africa? To encapsulate our findings, goats indeed show great promise in combating overgrown areas. Their natural appetite for bushes and shrubs, coupled with their adaptability, positions them perfectly as organic, cost-effective, and eco-friendly solutions to bush encroachment. Our case studies have demonstrated how these nimble creatures are already making a significant impact in various regions, and there's no reason why southern Africa should be an exception. However, it's crucial to remember that every region has its unique challenges. Success will hinge on careful implementation, taking into account the local ecosystem, goat breeds, and community engagement. In essence, using goats for debushing is not just a viable solution, it's a step towards sustainable farming, beneficial for both the environment and the economy. Thanks for joining us today on Farming Know-How. If you found this video informative and interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more farming insights. Until next time, happy farming.